All right, boys. Calling this important meeting. We got a big topic to talk about. RJ, you're fired. Yes. No, you're stuck here. You sit. So, you guys could probably tell by the title of the video. Today is the day. It's a very big day. We've been waiting patiently for a few months now, and today is the day that what's happening, Steve.
Steve's new office is here.
Steve's new office is here.
Yeah.
We're gonna see this Porsche
For the first time.
for the first time ever.
RJ's seen it.
I was there.
I've seen it, and last night our buddy's down for method. Dropped the car off late last night. I unloaded it. Steve, you saw it last night.
All right,
I forgot you saw it last night.
I saw it, but still,
right.
I want to see it again.
Whatever. You guys haven't seen it yet.
No, we're
and
two freshies. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I had to ask permission to come inside this morning.
Today is the day we finally see the Porsche for the first time in America.
It's so good.
Wait, it's the Porsche's second time in America.
We'll talk about that later.
Can I wear my Porsche hat?
You can wear your Porsche.
It's on the
Porsche.
red toolbar there.
I'll grab it on the way out.
All right. On top of that, we actually have some pretty special guests in the house for this week. We have the boys from Bottle.
Hey!
The rest of the boys are outside. So they're actually doing a week-long build here in the shop. They have it on their channel. They're building a Fox body Mustang. It's so cool. We'll talk about it more later on. We're just excited about this damn car. But I'm super happy to have the boys in the house. Such an awesome crew. We've been friends for a long time, and we've been dying to do something together. And now they're here for the week. If you want to see some of their content and some of the cross content between us, hop on the channel below. Put the link in the description. It's actually a pretty cool series, so let's go check it out. Check this thing out. They bought the nicest Fox body Mustang I've ever seen in my life. They have a week to throw this thing together to transform the whole look of it, and then they're driving it to Chicago.
They're building a 5.0 for Steve. That's the big secret nobody's talking about.
Steve's putting Dayton's on this thing.
Pretty good with these things.
What's up with it, man?
Oh, it's weird to like it's probably weird for you guys too. It's so weird to see these guys in my shop right now.
So now we gotta get you guys over there to San Diego.
Please do.
That would be sick, man. Rotary road trip.
Rotary road trip.
Oh, I'm so down.
1,400 gallons of gas.
We would want you to make it there though, so you have to bring probably like an RB or an SR.
A rotary road trip? That sounds good.
I like that. We can meet in the middle. Okay. Let's see who makes it first.
Write that down. All right, boys. Big reveal.
You're wearing a Porsche hat.
Yeah. Porsche.
That's what you're supposed to say, right? I've never owned one.
I just feel weird saying Porsche. You just sound like that guy.
What do you say? Porsche.
Porsche, guys. Porsche.
You're not.
Porsche.
They know.
They know.
Correct everyone who says it wrong, which you're doing perfectly already.
Well, if you're Puerto Rican, you say Porsche.
I'll take the camera off. I've already seen it.
Disclaimer, right? So this is 1990 911 964, not non-turbo, nothing crazy. It's a driver's car. It's beat up. The guys are excited. I'm excited. It's not the nicest thing in the world, so hold your expectations. But it's got a presence. It's got a cool presence, and it's just
It's a vibe. Complete vibe. Don't listen to anything he says.
It's so rough, Jimmy. Is that the I just came off of a boat ride height or what?
I am so excited to lower this thing. I haven't seen it low yet.
New office.
Oh, I didn't want to touch it, bro.
Steve just gets right in there.
Oh yeah. What do all these buttons do? Ejecto-cedo, cuz.
You guys watched the Ireland videos when we had this car in Ireland, which we'll talk about later on. We didn't know what any of the buttons do. We still haven't figured out what the buttons do. This car it's been used in love, and it's got a pretty crazy story, which we're gonna do a whole video on the story and all that stuff. But it needs work. It needs to be gone through. And
Spoon, you think you got enough energy for 2 paint jobs this year?
I don't know, you kind of used half of that when fixing the coupe.
You know what?
I'm gonna make Brian fix it this time.
This one needs to just get loved and driven.
I think it needs to, for a while. This definitely needs to just be enjoyed properly.
The summer car?
What do you guys think of the
That's
kit?
the thing about old Porsches, like 964s and stuff. It doesn't matter if it's super clean or super ratty, they're all gangster.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Le Mans.
How you feel, Spoon?
Like, that's a five.
She needs a tune-up. It's a classic Japanese package where the whole outside was overdone, but the inside was never touched. It has an idle surge once it warms up, typical Porsche stuff. And
Are the valves open on the back?
No, the exhaust valve isn't open yet.
Open the valve.
Not yet.
Come on. Open it.
Open the valve.
All right, open it up.
Before we die. Let's go, Jimmy.
Get that bitch open.
It gets so much louder.
This sounds so good.
Nothing. I love it.
That's crazy.
Incognito mode activated.
I love it. I'm so proud of you, man.
Congrats.
Sure.
Congrats.
You never cease to amaze me.
I'm hyped. It's cool. It's weird to like that I was in like Ireland with this thing a few months ago, like driving it like on the track and having it in the shop. It's just crazy.
In your place.
It's
like-
gonna be nice to look at around here.
It's like safe, you know, like oh,
This just has a different presence here.
it's like ratty enough. Ratty enough. This is a great time to drop our new merch line. We did a Porsche drop, of course, gotta be prepared for it. So we have a set of the logo Porsche hats. Porsche, sorry, I already suck at owning a Porsche.
hat,
And we did
We're doing
one of our
this.
favorite tees yet. We're really pumped on this design. Everyone's been trying to put the shirt on all week, but Spoon, show them how it's done. All right, ready? There it goes. Oh, show the back off for a second. Show the back off for a second.
Look at
Yeah.
Big juicy.
That's
That's a full back, full print this
body
thing.
tee.
And then turn around,
Print.
and then classy on the front.
Yeah.
It's so clean.
It's a nice t-shirt.
Damn, my man's handsome.
It's one of my favorite tees. We've always like tried to every day. We're just like, I'm like, don't put it on yet. So, we of course we only have a limited quantity. So hop below, shop Jimmy O, grab your tee while you can. Hat and sticker, right? Sticker, keychain, banner. Oh, we doing the banner.
Yeah,
The
we
banner
haven't done
looks
a
like
banner
the
in a
front of
while.
the seat.
We'll show that right here. Hop below, shop Jimmy O, limited quality. So don't miss out while you can.
Let's do this.
The way this door shuts.
German, baby.
Oh, it's so good.
My big fancy Volkswagen. I love it. Now I can say like, yeah, I'm a Volkswagen guy again. Feel the clutch pedal. It's different.
Oh, wow.
It's different. The pedals are different. Look at the rotate attack. How cool is that, dude? Like,
Hey Jim,
what's up?
are you ready for all the RJ, Beetle, Porsche comparisons?
Oh,
Shit.
Want me to go home and get it? I'm gonna put a picture of them together. Same, but different.
Holy shit.
Who's Spicy Beetle is faster? Do we have that video?
All right, one of the big misconceptions on the car, everyone thought it was black. It's not black. Look at it real quick before Spoon tips off.
It's tan.
So it's actually like a dark gray, like it's like a dark blue.
Kent's gray.
It's like a gray blue.
Spoon in a Porsche.
Shit.
Spoon in a Porsche.
Food in the board. Looks pissed off, doesn't it? Just looks mad. It's so weird to have this thing in my parking lot right now.
Smells good for real.
That sounds incredible. So
It's a different driving experience, and I love it.
air cooled different.
Different. I didn't sit in it the whole time we were in Ireland.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it smells so good in there.
Needs a tune-up, but it feels phenomenal.
Not bad, right?
Oh, I can't wait. This thing, Lord.
I know I'm hyped that it's already on coilovers because there is no cheap coilover for this car. We got new tires for it, so we're gonna change because they're all dry rot. We're gonna change the tires, clean it up, lower it, and
These wheels, they staying or going?
they gotta stay. They're so
They gotta
good,
stay.
dude. For now, enjoy a little bit of B-roll.
closed. Can I
You
look?
haven't seen it yet.
I love Porsches.
Don't look at it too long. Just take it in for.
Yeah, what do you, I mean?
Don't tell me anything about it.
I've seen the paint jobs that come out of Japan. No offense to the Japanese audience, but
But this thing,
typically not the best.
don't tell me anything about this car. I don't want to hear it.
Maybe.
Here's a heartbreaker. He'll be like, oh, this thing was back half, the roof was replaced. Actually, I think it's been total full time. You see right here by the seam.
Feel some interestingness.
You stop.
What do you want from me? This car is sick. I don't look. Do you hear how the door closes? Better than anything in the shop.
That's exactly what I said. That's a good door close.
How about that? Mustang doors closed pretty good. Man.
Nah, we gotta do it. We gotta do a field test. I feel like you already know all the problems with the car for the most part.
Yeah.
Without like digging, you know what I mean? But we don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't focus on the negative.
Drive this thing. Exactly.
One of the scariest things after purchasing this car is going underneath it for the very first time. This is why they have pre-purchase inspections, right? We've somewhat been under this a little bit in one of the pits in Ireland, but we haven't truly been underneath it. And so let's get this thing in the air and see how she looks underneath. First thing, that's crazy.
That's a lot of movement.
That's okay, get it up and we'll look. Let's check the other side. I didn't feel that. Oh, the coilover is just loose. Easy fix. Backup camera. That thing definitely doesn't work. I'm excited for people to see this contraption of an exhaust that someone built on this car. This is definitely a Japanese car.
It's crazy to see how flat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. You
This
can't see
is-
anything.
I didn't realize that the 964s were also like this.
That's sick.
That is really cool. Typical Porsche fashion.
She leaks.
She leaks. Where does it leak from?
Everywhere.
Yes. The answer is yes.
All of it.
All of it. But it's not too bad. It's kind of crazy. Look at the trend. This is the block, dude. Like 2 pieces bolted together like this. That's different than what we're used to. Holy shit.
Flat six.
Flat 6. It's just and this looks so nuts, dude. Oh man. Look at the cooling fins on the heads and stuff. Oh, those exhaust bolts are threatening. That's an oil. The front cover. Okay, that's standard. That's standard. Valve cover's leaking. That's standard. That's not a big deal. You see it, front cover leaking, coils leaking. That's standard. That's not too bad.
That's standard.
Standard. It's Porsche things, man.
Just keeps everything lubricated.
Yeah, it's it. If it's leaking oil, that means it's got oil. I don't know what the heck is up with these like exhaust systems. I don't know how this works. Cause this looks. Okay, hold up. What? So there's like.
What the?
Wait, what? Ventilation tubing for a dryer.
Do any of these guys know anything about
What's this?
Porsches?
What's this box? Do you see this box right here?
Is that the airbox?
I think that's.
And then it goes back up. So this box must have a fan in it which pulls air through the. Can we delete that? Is that it? I bet this is on the switch panel.
A little chloroplast on here. This is some Japanese ingenuity right here.
Oh yeah, because there's no
There's no
coolant,
coolant.
for the heater core.
Yes. Correct.
So it uses the exhaust air.
Yes.
Hot air.
The hot. Oh my god.
Archaic. But man, this is interesting.
So right here, right?
So this is signboard.
So this pulls air
Wow.
around. So this heat shield, it's not exhaust air, right? It's the air around the manifold. It pulls it through this box, and I'm assuming there's like a blow motor in here. Sends it supposed to go back up into the cabin, and then that's the heat for the car.
Yeah, but it was just shoved right here.
Versus traditional
actually
heat,
working.
which is coolant through a heater box and air blowing through it. Look at that. See? Thanks, Mickey.
Now you know how old he is.
Now you know how old he is. So besides that, our actual exhaust is the manifolds meet right here. You see this right here? And then we have these beautiful pie cuts. Spoon did these in his younger days. And then it wides, right? This is where it splits. And it goes from single with a little muffler out to this side. And then when we open the little mechanical valve that we have right here, it opens this pipe which has no resonator. And then it goes straight pipe. So it's pretty impressive how this little resonator actually does quiet down a lot.
Oh, so I thought it was originally okay.
Oh, there's some melted wires. That's probably why some wiring doesn't work. You see these? I mean, there's a lot to do. This thing is like, I told you guys, this is not a Stinger 9/11. Like this is Jay Leno would look at this, and actually Jay Leno wouldn't look at this. That's the thing, right? So, what's the fun in buying a perfect car, right? There you go. Titanium exhaust off the rip. I like it. Yeah. That what we're cooking up over here? Yeah. Spoon's got the TIG already warming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What are you doing?
We're just trying to declutter it real quick. Look at that thing. What is that? Name that part. To cool it. To cool the engine.
It's like a dryer, you know, for your washing machine, kind of. And a blower for the heat, and then it, right? Heat. Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Heat. Luckily, all that melted wires was just for the backup camera. It's good. No wonder why that didn't work. Nothing makes me happier than cutting out old Japanese like wiring. Look at you. It's fine.
Everybody just confused.
It's very different, but completely the same as everything else. Once we just get familiarized with everything it's not going to be that bad. I mean, the engines itself actually, it's a pretty simple engine. Just
I feel like you got through the rotary, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like
this has got pistons.
if we take the exhaust off, we'll be able to do the valve cover gaskets and the front cover gasket, and it shouldn't be that horrible of a job. I don't think like this. The case doesn't leak or anything. No, it's literally just the front cover leaking down, and it's literally like the intro to Porsche 101. Front cover gaskets, valve cover gaskets, every other gasket, and get new shifted linkage.
You didn't hear it at all.
What a cool valve! It's spring loaded. I love that. Open, closed.
I wonder if it was fiberglass resin when they were doing the rockers or something.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
I'm not making fun of nothing. I love this car. This is like, I think it's even cooler that it's like not an RWB and like it's got all this history, just so much history.
Which we're gonna talk about.
You haven't?
I know a lot of cool stuff about the car. The car is actually way cooler than I thought, which is sick. A lot of good history, but I want all the dots to connect. I'm still working on that. I'll do it soon. I'll do a whole video.
You gotta send a letter.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a letter. Yeah. I need to confirm a few things before I put it on the internet, but potentially very, 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 very cool.
Definitely a very, very, very cool car, but it potentially has an even wilder history.
My biggest fear when I bought this car, because we didn't know much about it, was I was scared that some Australian dude in Japan bought this thing in like 2018, crashed it, put a wide body kit on it, and then shipped it to like an eBay wide body kit and shipped it to America, right? And then like even when I posted this thing online, a lot of guys I knew were just like, yeah, it's an eBay kit. And then the more I dug into it, the more I realized that the history goes quite deep in this thing, and it goes far past.
And it's been wide body in Japan for a long time.
Long time. But this thing has a legacy to it. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what that is. Stay tuned for that video.
What the f are you guys doing?
Putting this thing up.
I go and get lunch, come back. Pipes on the floor.
Fixing the dryer.
Yeah, the dryer.
Okay.
Full service.
Dryer? Explain.
Yeah,
Explícame.
Maytag.
Maytag?
Yeah, so like this wing is actually to hang clothes on.
Can I borrow it?
We got into the hood or trunk.
Front.
The front. No, the trunk.
Trunk.
We're in the engine compartment, and when I was in Ireland, I was trying to get a better idea of all this. But to be honest, I was so nervous to make this thing like not run that we couldn't get it on the ship. That I kind of didn't touch stuff. But the more you look at it, the simpler it gets. Right? It's wildly different looking, but at the end of the day, it's a simple piston rod engine. It's just shaped like this, right? At the end of the day, it's an early 90s car. It's quite simple. So we pulled some of the, what?
Fix your vacuum leaks.
So in just a few moments, we found quite a few vacuum leaks, which is good news, right? Because it was idle hunting before, which is usually a case of having vacuum leaks, right? Yeah. So hopefully we plug in those vacuum leaks back in. That should fix it. I think this one goes to the brake booster because it felt like the brake booster wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I hope that will fix the idle and the brake booster issue, just that line. It's not too bad under here, right? So everything looks surprisingly clean. Like this we can make look really nice pretty easily. Clean it up. It needs a new shield here. So this is kind of like the shroud for the engine, right? So it pulls the air through. This is the shroud, so the air gets more efficiently pushed to the engine. It has a giant hole in it, right? Dry rotted, kind of fell apart. So we'll get one of those, give it a full refresh, gaskets everywhere, new cap and rotor, new plug wires, just out of straight just maintenance.
A lot of it looks untouched. It looks all factory, just needs new maintenance.
Good, because you know, this car gives off that energy that everything's been touched, and it's refreshing to see not much has been moved through here. The only thing we got to figure out is where that factory heater box is actually supposed to go. I don't know if that's Porsche or if that's like a wall unit. That thing looks crazy because we found the factory plug stuff for it is right here.
Yeah. Dr. Octopus.
Right.
These are all thermostats.
Yep. And then this is definitely the plug to actuate the fan itself. It's not that bad, dude, at all.
Where do you put the gas in this thing?
In the front.
In the front?
In the front.
Really?
Yeah, gas in the front.
Huh, good question. Huh.
Let's fix these vacuum loops, start this thing up, and see if that fixed the idle hunt, see if that was enough. Did we make a bigger vacuum leak? Was the throttle stuck? Alright, so it looks like the throttle cable is holding it open for some reason, but we didn't touch that.
It's meant to be a footrest behind the pedals.
Becoming Porsche mechanics quick, huh, Spoon? Surely we could delete some of this. Put this thing on a link, call it a day. So we have our little boost leak tester on here. Since we don't have a smoke machine, we're gonna fill this thing up with air and see if we could find any like major boost leaks. Vacuum leaks. Vacuum leaks. Doesn't create positive pressure yet. Yet. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be three things. Partial fueling issue, which I doubt. Big ass vacuum leak, a bad math. So hopefully not a bad math because that math is expensive. I set myself up for failure because everything on this damn car is expensive, so. All right, we're gonna have to start spraying things with soapy water. I don't hear any massive ones, which is a good start. So we got the soapy water. And if it's leaking air, it'll bubble up the water, right? Or the soapy water. Nothing like super obvious. I was expecting to see, I was hoping to see a big obvious one. So I have a feeling it's the math. It seems like these things are very common to fail. Yeah, to fail. So it's some quality 80s electronics right there. So I bet if we start this thing up right now, it'll idle the same, which would be a big indicator that the math is bad. So let's give it a shot. One more time. Okay, it doesn't even run without it. Well, I mean, that's a good sign. That shows that it's doing something. Old school test. So, if you have a vacuum leak, hit it so flammable brake clean. If you find a vacuum leak, it'll idle up. You'll hear it idle up, right? It could be the IAC. It really honestly could just be the IAC. So usually when a car idle hunts like that, it's running lean, which usually is a vacuum leak, right? So if it has unaccounted for air, it doesn't have fuel to compensate, so it runs lean and it hunts, right? Vacuum leak, but it could be the IAC. We have the IAC. Not the, they usually get gunked up sometimes. This one doesn't look too bad, actually. A little power probe to it, we can test it real quick. Working. So we weren't able to solve the idle hunting issue right away. We could tell that it is idling lean. That's why it's calling it the hunt like that. What's causing it to idle lean like that? We don't know. We checked over everything. We tested everything. We volted everything out. Everything actually did check out, which is good. We couldn't find a vacuum leak, nothing. But if you look at any of the 9.6 forums, it's literally like, it's like idle hunt is like the endless one, and it's always like, oh, it could literally, like, you read it and it could be anything. Like literally anything from O2 sensors to the carbon canister to, yeah, everything checked out. Maybe it's,
Say we put it on the link.
yeah, right. That's what sucks about having a stock ECU. You can't tell. You don't know what's happening. You just got to throw parts at it. But we'll figure it out. For now, it does run good, though. We learned a lot about the car going through it today, which was great. It's very simple. It honestly is really simple. Everything that was bad about it, we already knew about it. I forgot to say earlier in the video, I think a huge shout out to Open Air Imports for helping me get this thing into the States. They handled it all. Like for European imports, they are untouchable. Open Air Imports, please hit them up if you have anything. They specialize in like Volkswagen stuff. If you want something, they'll source it for you. They were amazing. And of course, huge shout out to Method, who is friends with Open Air, that also in Baltimore grabbed the actual car from the port for me, and they brought it up. So it was really nice to have the boys in house, and well, she's here. But the next big thing is we got to lower this car. I have not seen this car lowered. It has been looking goofy as hell with this ride height. And literally, like we said a million times, the ride height is so it didn't get damaged during shipping. And guess what? It didn't. Front loop is still on the car, so it was worth it. But it is on coils. It is on big juicy wheels. So we have fresh tires for it because these are dry rotted. Fresh rubber. Slam her down. See how she goes. I'm excited for that one.
I can't wait to see this thing on the floor.
It's going to be a whole different car. I mean, you lower any car, it looks different. This car already looks sick, looking like a monster truck.
Yeah.
So when you're going to put some fresh gas in it and call it a day. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and spoon.
Have a good night.